Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Pink Podcast. I'm back. And first of all, more importantly, Happy New Year. I can't believe it's 2025. I feel like, honestly, this has been the fastest year ever, like 2024. I always feel like every year is fast, but I kid you not, I feel like 2024 was the fastest year to ever occur. It was like the weirdest thing ever, and so much has happened. I was gone. Obviously, you girls saw that I was MIA for a little bit, and so much has happened. First of all, new set, like new house, new setting. I'm not really fully feeling the set yet. I feel like I'm missing some stuff. I always like the guest side better. I know, right? I wish I had that side. Like it's cooler. It has a little plant. Has a cute little like drink holder on the wall. And the problem with my side, nobody cares. I have a closet door right there. Like maybe I'm zooming in the edit, but there's like a closet right there, and there's a window behind me, and then it's just wall. And my last room where I had the setup, it was gorge. Like she was literally made for me to have that podcast in it. But it's okay. New room, new era. Now I just have to figure out what's like this room's vibe. Okay. If you girls have any recommendations, like send them to me. I feel like I need to put a little plant here or something. But then I feel like it's going to be weird because there's a plant on the other side, on the guest side. Nobody cares. Everybody's like, is this what we're talking about? Are we talking about decor? Yes, we're talking about decor because I really don't know how to spice up my corner of the room. And I need some girly help. But anyways, it's 2025. Can we believe it? I don't even really want to talk about everything that's happened with me because, girl, this is not a vlog. This is a podcast. And I really just want to talk about where I'm headed. You know, I don't want to look back. I don't want to talk about what has transpired in the last couple months. It's been a lot of changes, a lot of things. But I'm ready for this new year. I'm ready for the new me. And that's what today's episode is actually about. It's just about unlocking the best version of yourself for 2025. I feel like obviously every year that passes, we all have like New Year's resolutions. We all have goals and we say we're going to do X, Y, and Z. We're going to be so much better. And I feel like obviously there is growth every year, but I feel like for the majority of us, maybe I'm speaking for myself and I'm putting it on you. I don't know. But I feel like a lot of us think that there's going to be so much more to the year than sometimes actually happens. And I think a lot of the reason why is because the year always feels like, oh, there's so much time. You know, like, okay, it's the beginning of the year. Like, there's so much time to accomplish the goals. And every year I feel like, okay, you know what? This is my year. I'm going to figure it out this year. And I think that's the problem. I think we put the responsibility on the year, and the year has 365 days. So it feels like if you're not doing it today, that's cool. You could do it tomorrow. You have a whole year. And I think that's kind of how the cycle of it never ends up happening repeats itself every year, because you think you have all year, you think you have like all this time, and you think, okay, like I have all these goals. I'm going to get to them. And you never get to them, not fully at least. And the point is, this year, I really, really, really want to dedicate myself to accomplishing every goal that I have. I don't want to just half-ass the year. I don't want to tell myself later or tomorrow or I'm going to figure it out. And it's easy to fall back into who you are every day. It's easy to not go to the gym. It's easy to eat the bad meal. It's easy to not work at your career. Like it's easy. And then that's why we do these things. But I feel like for 2025, we need to all really focus on becoming the best version of ourselves, because it always feels like, yeah, this year, but it never happens. Okay. And I kind of created a little guide for myself to follow, and I want to share it with you girls. I feel like maybe it's something that can help us all, you know, like really reach our goals this year. And it might not be revolutionary, but these are the things that I want to focus on. Number one, I want to start treating each day like the end all be all. Like it's not about, okay, these are my goals for the year and this is what I want to get done before the end of the month. Like, no. How much can I do today to reach my goals. So this year I want to just focus on improving myself as a human, not just my career or not just my health. Like I want to just overall be a better Wendy and just feel like so proud of who I am at the end of the year and look back and be like, wow, like I can't believe I did all of that this year, because I've never felt like that. I've never felt like, wow, like this year was life changing. Like so much happened. Obviously, a lot of things happen in a year for everyone, ups, downs, whatever. But I've never looked back and been like, wow, this year completely changed my life, where I did so much. I can't believe that all this happened. And I want to have that feeling. And I'm going to create that feeling this year. I'm going to go the hardest. And it starts with just making every day the end all be all. I'm not going to wait until tomorrow to show up as the best version of myself. I'm not going to tell myself that by the end of the month, I want to do this, or by the first quarter, or by the end of the year. No, like by the end of today, like what do I want to have done in order to improve one of these things in my life? So even if one day is just dedicated to like friendship and going out with your friends and having a great time and filling up that feminine cup of just being around women and just like enjoying life. Maybe the next day it's like a completely hardcore career day and I'm just like going super hard and editing and shooting and all these things. Regardless of which cup I'm filling, I want to make sure that every day I am attacking my goals and not waiting for the next day. So that's my first hack for this year. And one thing that I really want to focus on is just like each day matters so much. This is day 4 of 365. And I'm looking at them like that. Like I look up in the morning and I'm like, okay, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, this is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Like day 4, like, okay, we're at day 4 now. Like day 4 of 365. They're going to come and they're going to go fast. Okay. 2024 flew by and it's time for me to dial in. Okay. And I feel like we can all dial in and change ourselves. Anyways, that's my first little hot take. It's just each day making it the most important day for your goals. Now, the second thing is choosing yourself first and being a little selfish with your year. Okay. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I feel like a lot of the times we give ourselves to other people or to responsibilities that we maybe don't really want to fulfill. Like, let's say maybe you're going to school just because your parents want you to, or you're, I don't know, in a specific friendship just because you guys have been friends for 10 years, but you don't really feel happy and fulfilled when you leave hanging out with that person. Or, you are in this career thing, but that's not really what you want to do, but you've already been at it for so long and now you're already kind of growing in that company. And it's like, oh, to start over, it would be a mess. And like, what are people going to say? And whatever these things are for you, where you're choosing not what you want to do, either because you don't want to deal with the discomfort of starting something new, or you don't want to disappoint someone by either like leaving that relationship or ending that friendship, or maybe not talking to that family member that's not like good for you. Whatever those things are that aren't serving you, it's time to let them go. And I know everybody always says that, and I've watched people say that before, and I'm always like, yeah, okay, like whatever. But it's true. Like, there are people that I hang out with that I leave and I'm like, I don't feel like inspired and like ready to attack the day or like super fulfilled with my day after. And there are people that I hang out with that I do feel like this girl, move, you're on my laptop. And then there's people that I do hang out with that I feel like, wow, like I feel like such a better version of me now after hanging out with you. And that's how you should feel after you do anything. Like, after you leave your job, you should feel like a better version of yourself. After you leave a hangout with a friend, after you like are with your partner. And I feel like making sure that you're doing things that are just for your sake and for your happiness and for your overall well-being is the most important thing you could do. Like, when you're on a plane and they say, okay, in case of an emergency, when the air mask thing falls down, make sure you put it on yourself first before you help someone else, because if not, and if you run out of oxygen, you can't even help the other person. And that's how I view the whole concept of being selfish this year and doing things that are just for you. Not just for you, but that serve you and that make you a better person, because when you're the best version of you, you're going to be the best version of yourself for others as well. And you're going to show up in a way that is way more beneficial to them than when you were showing up as like the half version of you. And sometimes that means saying, no, I don't have time to hang out today. Like I have to focus on this. Or I told myself I was going to go to the gym and I don't have time to do this. Or sometimes it's, okay, I'm not going to overwork today because I have to go see my friends so I could feel like a better version of me. So I could, you get what I'm saying? It's about finding that like perfect balance and doing the things that make you happy, and not just doing things just because, or because that's the way things have always been, or because somebody expects you to, or whatever the case may be. You need to do things strictly for your well-being and to grow yourself as a human being. So choosing myself and being selfish or self-serving, not in a negative way, but in the best way you can imagine it, that's my second priority for this year. Just doing things that are going to help me grow and feel like the best version of myself every single day. My third thing is, I feel like throughout the years, I've kind of noticed that it just really takes one moment in the day to redefine the mood if you let it, right? Like, for example, today I woke up and I was so disappointed that the first thing I did was like check social media. And I had gotten to a point in my life where I wasn't doing that. I had deleted all apps from my phone and I had such a healthy like morning routine. And obviously, things in life come and go, and like you fall into better habits and fall out of them sometimes. And, things happen. And I woke up today and I was like on my phone for a while before I got out of bed, and I felt so gross about it. I'm like, girl, it's day 4. Like, it's such an important day and you're out here freaking wasting time on your phone. And I had to snap out of it. I didn't want to let that moment define the rest of my day or let it win. I feel like sometimes we let these moments win and paint the picture for the day or for the week or for the month or for whatever. And I didn't want to let that moment win. And I just told myself, you know what? Like, okay, I forgive you. I forgive that moment. I am going to just carry on with my day like if I didn't do that. Because I can either now dwell in it and beat myself up about it, and now I'm going to want to keep doing things that are self-destructive in a way because I'm already like in the momentum of that. So it's like, okay, I already woke up and I started my day on my phone. I might as well just stay in here on my phone all day. No. Like, I had to just tell myself, you know what? I forgive you. It's cool. Let's just change the day around. And that happens all the time. Mind you, it also happened later in the day because, okay, I had gotten some momentum. I was doing the right thing. I was like, you know what? Let me do the best things I can. So I went downstairs. I warmed up some like bone broth and had that prior to eating. I was like, you know what? I want to like take care of my gut and whatever. I was like doing all the good things. I was drinking my bone broth outside, like, getting some like sunlight and stuff. Okay, perfect morning. I have fixed it, turned it around. Later, I see myself sitting, scrolling again. I almost let that moment win again because I was like, oh my God, this is the second time you do this today. Like, you're ruining your day. Like, you could have been doing so many productive things. These like last 30 minutes, you're just sitting here rotting on your phone. I was about to let that moment win, and I was about to just stay there and scrolling and just like keep being self-destructive. And instead, I was like, you know what? I forgive you. Let's move on. It's day 4. Let's stay focused. And moments like this happen all day, every day to everyone. Like, somebody cuts you off in traffic. Now you get into a bad mood. Your boss calls you and tells you that they want you to come in an extra day. Now you're pissed. Your boyfriend freaking, I don't know, doesn't bring you flowers. It's your anniversary. You're mad. There's things happening all day, every day that could change the trajectory of your day and like your focus and your energy and your perspective for that day. And I feel like part of staying focused and making sure that we have the best year ever is not letting moments in the day define the whole day. And the hardest part is when you're the one that's making the mistake. Like, when someone cuts you off, I feel like it's easier to just be like, you know what, they're having a bad day. I'm not going to let their choices like define my day or whatever the case may be. I feel like that's easier to do than forgiving yourself for messing up, forgiving yourself for staying in bed half the day scrolling, or for not doing what you had to do on your to-do list, or for eating out when you said you were going to be eating good. And then you just start self-sabotaging and doing it more and more and more. It's like momentum. Momentum either goes up the hill or down the hill. And wait, does momentum go up the hill? You know what I'm saying. Good momentum or bad momentum is what I'm really trying to say. And when you're having good momentum, it's like great. It's like, okay, I went to the gym today. I ate good. I did this, I did that. And then there's also like bad momentum. Like, okay, I woke up and I stayed on my phone and now I'm going to just, eat out. I'm already having a bad day. And you know what? F this. I'm not even going to go to the gym. I'm too tired. And you know what? Since we're already here, you get what I'm saying. It goes both ways. So it's all about stopping the momentum when it's not self-serving, forgiving yourself for whatever just happened, and continuing to move on with a positive attitude and just like changing that perspective and not letting that moment like win. Now, with that being said, my last point is understanding that your time is your investment. Think about like all these social media apps, how much money they spend like trying to steal your attention, steal your time, trying to steal you from doing anything else because your attention is monetary value to them. And same thing, when you're at work, you're selling your attention, you're selling your time for money. Your attention is your investment. There is no better resource and not a more scarce resource than time. Like you can make more money, you can invest into your health, you can invest into whatever you want, but you cannot invest to get time back. You cannot buy more time. You cannot go back in time. You just cannot. Maybe one day it'll be a thing and obviously the rich will have access to it and whatever. But for right now, nobody can buy more time. No one. No one. It doesn't even matter how much money you have. Of course, you can invest into like your health and that might like extend your life and whatever, but nobody can just buy more time because even the person who's taking care of their health at the max could just get hit by a bus. So no one can buy more time. Your investment is your time. Like your time is your best investment. And once you start looking at your time like that, like, wow, so much money in this world and nobody could buy back time, you will start having a better relationship with how you spend your time. Now, none of us are perfect. Like I said, I have this perspective. Yeah, I still scrolled in bed this morning on TikTok and I'm like, what am I doing? My time is my investment. I want to invest this time in all these other things. Why am I putting it into here? Like, it's like having like those tickets at like, let's say like Dave & Buster, like the points, whatever. And instead of putting them on the machines that you actually want to play and doing those games, you're putting it in the machines that you don't even really like playing. You're like, that wouldn't even make sense to you. Like, why would you go invest your tokens or whatever into the machines that you don't want to play? No, of course, you're going to go put them in the machines that you want to play and do those games and whatever. That makes sense. And that's the same thing we should be doing with our time. Our time is our token, and what we're spending it on is those games. And you should be spending it on the things that you want to do and that are going to make you a better person and make you proud at the end of the day. Because there's no worse feeling, honestly, than like laying down at the end of the day and feeling like disappointed in what you did or didn't do. I've had so many of those days. I've had months of that. I've had years where I felt like I said, with 2024, I looked back and I'm like, there was so much I wanted to get done. And obviously everything happens perfect timing and whatever. But there is a point where you have to be accountable and be like, yeah, there's perfect timing, but there's also being lazy. And I felt like 2024, I didn't give my all. And that's okay. I learned my lesson. I see the results of not giving your all, and I never want to feel like that again. And that's why this year I am going to make sure I give my all and some so that I never feel like that again. Regardless, your time is your investment. And if you just wake up and you remind yourself your time is your investment, you are not going to spend it wrong. I mean, you might, because I did this morning. But then that's when you go back to the other tip of forgiving yourself when you do the wrong investment and just moving on and reallocating that attention, restarting your day, and just changing that perspective. I heard this quote and it said, the magic that you are looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. And I was like, wow, that is like talking directly to me. Like, I always feel like, man, like, why doesn't, like, I wish this would happen, or I wish this, or if only. And it's like, yeah, those things happen to people that are putting in the work, and now they're in a position to get lucky. You don't just get lucky when you're not putting in the work. That magic isn't going to happen if you're just sitting scrolling. That magic happens when you're putting in the work, when you're in the right place at the right time, and you're giving it your all. And then now luck chooses you. And the magic that you are looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. And man, I feel like that was the perfect analogy for 2024 for me. Like, the magic that I was looking for all year was in the work that I avoided. I didn't put in that work. I didn't strive my hardest. I didn't do these things. And it's okay, because now I am going to. And that's all that I have, girls. I'm excited for this new year. I hope that you all have some goals, and I hope that we can accomplish them, all of our goals. I hope that we can strive for what we want to do and over accomplish. That's what I hope for 2025 for all of us. And, I'm going to keep you girls updated on my goals, okay? I want to be honest, like how I just told you, hey, I was scrolling on my phone this morning, even though I have all my goals, and even though I have like all these like mental preparations, like the things I just, like the 4 tips that I just shared with you girls, like they're on my mind as well. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to come up short sometimes. But that's when you implement those same tips. Like, okay, forgive yourself. Okay, move on. Okay, just, change your perspective. And yeah, I am ready for this year. I hope that you girls, are also ready for 2025. I'm so excited. Okay, I have to go. This laptop's actually dying. I'm on 5%. And I feel like I said everything I wanted to say. I miss you girls so much. I'm so glad to be back. I can't wait to grow this podcast and grow this community and watch where this podcast and community goes. I feel like I'm still figuring out what's my lane and my space in here. But I'm excited to figure it out together, and I can't figure it out if I am not working and putting my all into it. So we'll be figuring it out together. Anyways, I can't wait for the rest of this year. I've probably said that 5 times now. So I'm going to go. I love you girls. I'm so happy to be back, and I'll see you all next Wednesday. Bye.